Welcome back to this verse-by-verse study on the book of Ephesians. What a great book. So efficient. Every verse is power-packed. Tells us about Christ in the first three chapters. In the last three chapters, it discusses our Christian life. We're in chapter 6, verse 10. We're to a point of a great passage that is fundamental for the Christian life. How to know the power of God. The verse says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might." So he transitions here to the last, he goes finally to the last great message of this book, and an important one. Essentially, in this verse, he introduces the concept of the power of God, and that we can have it. This is often asked by Christians. How can I know the power of God? There are people who are sucked into alternative theologies, looking for the power of God through experience. And yet the answer is right there in Scripture for us to grasp and live and to realize. So Paul says here, first be strong. And this word is basically to empower, and it's in the passive. Be empowered in the Lord. And then secondly, he uses the word, a second word for power, a noun, kratos. So to know that power that he supplied, that which you were going to be empowered. Then he uses a third word, ischus, another word for power. Kratos and ischus are very general words for power, have no specific meaning, but he uses them twice. So basically, he goes through three different words for power. Why does he do that? Well, the Greeks wrote differently than us. In most modern languages, we'll use adjectives or adverbs to emphasize things in a sentence. Maybe even sometimes italics or exclamation marks. Well, the Greeks didn't have punctuation marks in their language. They hadn't been invented. And they didn't use a lot of adverbs and adjectives, though they are there in Scripture. But what they did do, which is a no-no in most Western languages, is use repetition. And when they used repetition, they used different words, but they did this for emphasis. So what Paul is really saying here, my brethren, really, really, really know the power of the Lord. And that is for us. So that's what we're going to get into next time, begin to discuss how to do that and its importance. So thanks for joining me today. Join me next time as we get into the depth of this discussion.